Welcome guys to the show. Now today I'm gonna be installing the D.A.R.T kit on the Eagle 11. This is the new D.A.R.T ball kit with the brass insert, also the extra orange. The ball spring and the ball plunger. That is the valve guide and the exhaust valve. Alright, let's get to it. I'm gonna start by doing the bolt. To remove the bolt, just pull the pin up and take the bolt out. Now to remove the pin, you just have to twist it and make sure you put some pressure behind the bolt to prevent the spring to fly around. You just remove the pin and that's pretty much it for the bolt. And you just put that aside. Now I'm cleaning up my bolt pin here because it was a little bit dirty. If yours is dirty, I suggest you clean it. Now for the new bolt, what you have to do is grab the bolt spring at the bolt plunger that you can see right there. You insert the spring into the plunger, and then that assembly you only have to put it inside the brass insert of the bolt in this way. To put the pin on the bolt, all I'm gonna be doing is using an Allen key to hold me out. I'm gonna be pushing with the Allen key gently on the plunger while I press down the bolt pin. Now make sure that the hole is down at the opposite side that the pin is. Now you just have to press the plunger a little bit and press the pin softly, and that's it. Just wiggle it a little bit and it will be in. Little dab of oil where the plunger is going to be touching the pin, it's just to make it a little bit smoother. Alright, and that's pretty much it for the bolt. We have to take the macro line off. Now I'm sorry, I have to retake this because I lost the original footage. So you take the regulator and then you have to take the low pressure regulator off. To do this, all you have to do is remove the retain screw and remember to push on the low pressure regulator while you do it. The retaining screw will come out easily if you are holding on to the pressure regulator. If you're not, because it has the spring, the valve spring on it, you're gonna stay there forever and the bolt is never gonna come off. So make sure you put some pressure on the regulator. With the low pressure regulator pointing down, just pull down the whole assembly and everything should come up. Now yes, I know this is the new exhaust valve, but like I said, this is a retake, but pretty much you do the same. That's the old exhaust valve. This step is optional. I had to do it because I had some pain inside of the chamber of the rammer, so that actually does help out a little bit later on. This also an extra step. You don't need to take the ice cover, but I had to take them off because there was paint on them. To take the frame off, it's just 2 bolts. I'm pretty sure you guys know how to take those 2 bolts off the frame. Now when you take those 2 bolts off, be careful, don't pull on it yet, just open your frame and remember always to take off your battery first. That way if you touch any leads or anything, you don't cause a short circuit of any kind. Now because I'm taking the eye covers, I don't need to disconnect the eyes, I'm just disconnecting the solenoid here, and that's it, the whole body comes apart. Now to take out the valve guide, you just have to take remove the screw that is setting it on place. That's the small bolt right there. You just take that off. Here I'm just using this small screwdriver just to push the valve guide from the frame. Remember that you have to push it from where the rammer is forward. You cannot do it the other way around. Now this is a quick comparison of the stock parts with the upgrade. You can see the top one is the stock one, the bottom one is the new one, and here the valve guide, the one with the bigger diameter is the new one, and the one with the smaller diameter is the old one. Pretty much the size is the same, nothing too different. Now for the valve, put some dabs of oil on every o-ring. Now to put in the valve guide, what you need is a long screwdriver and just to help a guide. Remember to push the small diameter, it goes in first. Just push it, just put it the same way as I do. Now if you need to move the valve guide just a little bit to line it up, just use an Allen key, and you can see there that you only need to put now the retaining screw and for the valve, and that's pretty much it for the valve guide. Nothing crazy. Now I'm just putting some oil on the exhaust valve shaft and some oil in the oil rings for the low pressure regulator. I have to retake this again because I lost the footage. It's pretty much the same thing how you assemble the thing. So you put the exhaust valve on the valve spring. After you have lubed the o-rings and the valve, you're good to go. This is the way that it should go inside. The big diameter hole goes at the bottom, the small diameter goes up, exactly like this, and then you just have to push it. You can see there in the ram hole that the tip of the valve, exhaust valve is there, so that's good. Now just put some pressure in the low pressure regulator and put the retaining screw on. Make sure you tie that properly, and that's it for the low pressure regulator. After doing that, going back to the original video, you just put some oil in the o-rings for the rammer. Put it back, put the cap on, and tie it securely. Now I'm just pushing the ram back and putting to be able to put the bolt. You have to oil these rings. Now the old bolt has a marker, this one doesn't, so you use the second o-ring as a marker, as I did right there, to push the pin. You can start putting up the frame. Now be careful when you're putting up the frame that you damage any cables or anything in the process. And connect your solenoid as well. Put back the two screws that holds up the frame. You put your regulator back on, your macro line, and don't forget your detents and your eye covers if you decide to take the eye covers off. If you didn't, then just ignore this step. And that's pretty much done. Now all I'm gonna do is put some air on it and show you guys how it works. I'll be playing with this gun this weekend. I'll post also a video review of how the D.A.R.T kit behaves. Right now you can see without the barrel on or anything that the gun is very quiet already. Like I say, I'm gonna post a video review, so make sure you subscribe, like, or comment below and let me know if you guys have any questions. I'll try to help you guys out. Okay, thanks, bye.